Joining us now to discuss Europe's ongoing response to the war in Ukraine is the European Union Ambassador to the U.S., Stavros Lambrinidis. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Today, the EU voted, as you know, to ban Russian coal imports, but delayed the start until mid-August. Why the delay?
Because many of our member states are using coal as we speak, and you need a very short phase-out period to ensure that they can replace it.
And while the coal ban is significant, Russian oil and gas remain a much larger portion of Europe's energy imports. What will it take for Europe to wean itself off of Russian energy altogether?
Well, we're doing this already, and thank you for asking this question. Indeed, many people don't know that about 40% of our consumption today of gas comes from Russia, about 30% of oil from Russia. And Russia's war in Ukraine and Putin's war in Ukraine has convinced us that we have to decouple our energy consumption from Russia entirely. This is going to be a huge hit on the Russian economy. But of course, it takes immediate steps and medium-term steps. So immediately, we have already set a goal of decoupling from Russia 2/3 of what we import today by the end of this year. And by 2027, to have replaced entirely what we get from Russia now from other sources, including the United States. About 1/3 of what we're consuming today from Russia will be coming from the U.S. In the next years, as agreed by President Biden and President von der Leyen, including by upfronting massive investments in renewable energy. As you know, the European Union and its member states are at the front lines of this, and including, of course, looking at energy efficiency. I want to underline this for everyone listening. You know, sometimes it doesn't take much for each one of us to make a difference. You drive your car at lower speeds on a European road. You turn the light off. We've talked about this for years and years, but this now is a national security crisis for Europe. And you will see massive reductions of energy consumption also because people will start doing those small, sensible things.
I think it's safe to say that the masses have been just horrified by the reports and images coming out of Bucha this week. And today we learned that Germany intercepted radio traffic in which the Russian military discusses killing civilians. What's the EU going to do now to investigate these possible war crimes?
Look, Linsey, thanks for asking this because it's we all saw the pictures from Bucha, and when I first saw them, I'll be very honest with you. I looked at them and I thought, this does not look like a battlefield. It looks like a crime scene. I saw single individuals next to their bicycles, others just killed in the middle of the road, thrown in there, left in there like garbage by the Russian army. These are war crimes. And we are making every effort possible now as Europeans to support the Ukrainians, to support the International Criminal Court that has opened an investigation. The OECD, with its own observers, is doing the same to document those crimes, because those who committed them will be held accountable. And until they are, the rest of the world will know, has to know, the human toll of Putin's brutality. And this is going to be internationally debilitating to him. I certainly believe so. And you saw today at the United Nations, Russia was expelled by a 2/3 vote of the membership from the Human Rights Council. Mr. Putin miscalculated in many things, but if he thought he would make himself or he would make his country more respected somehow by indicating strength through brutality, boy, oh boy, did he miscalculate on that.
And I want to turn now to the growing tide of refugees entering neighboring countries. Now, the UN estimates that more than 4.3 million people have fled Ukraine so far. More than half of them have sought refuge in Poland, with officials in eastern Ukraine alerting residents to evacuate immediately. The number of refugees is only likely to increase. What's the EU doing to support Poland and other countries as they try to handle this humanitarian crisis?
Well, the EU has approved already the use of close to $18 billion for our member states to be able to use to shelter these people, to allow them to go to school, to offer health care to them, all those things, and jobs, of course. In the end of the day, though, what I very frequently think when I see interviews of young girls or boys going to a school somewhere in Italy or in Poland or in anywhere. And they say, boy, we found here, our second home. We know we're protected. Thank you, Europe. What I'm thinking is none of these kids asked to be in Europe, going to a school where they don't speak the country, uprooted from their own school, their own friends. This is on Mr. Putin. He sent them there, and we are committed as Europeans to protect them as long as they're in Europe, but hopefully to have them return back home to a independent and not blood-ridden Ukraine.
Right, because as you say, no one wanted this war. European Union Ambassador to the U.S., Stavros Lambrinidis, we thank you so much for your time and insight. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.